Alright, hi guys. The second skill we learned in the algebra unit is the distributive property. I'm going to go through a couple different problems that show you how to do this in pretty much every example I could think of, every variation of example. So the first one we're going to start with is negative 6 times the quantity A plus 8. Alright, so what we're going to do here is take the negative 6 and distribute it to everybody inside the parentheses, to every term inside the parentheses. So this negative 6 first gets multiplied by A, so we have negative 6A, and then the negative 6 gets distributed to the positive 8. 6 times 8 is 48, and a negative times a positive is a negative. Alright, the next problem can look a little different. We're going to try 4 times the quantity 1 plus 9x. So sometimes the variable is in the front, and sometimes the variable is in the back. You're going to do it the exact same way. It doesn't matter either way. So we're going to take the 4 and distribute it to the 1 first. 4 times 1 is 4. Then we're going to take the 4 and distribute it to the positive 9x. 4 times positive 9x is positive 36x. And that's simplified. Alright, another way you can look at this, or another example rather, is 8 times the quantity negative b minus 4. First we're going to do it the exact same way. The 8 gets distributed to negative b first. Now whenever you see a negative in front of a b, or in any, if nothing's in front of the b, there's always like an imaginary 1 there. In algebra we just don't write it, because it takes up space. I don't know, the mathematicians of the world decided not to write it, so we're not going to write it. We have the a times negative b is negative 8b, and then our 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. Alright, now the last variation I can think of, we have the quantity 3m minus 6 times 5. So sometimes the number that we have to distribute is on the back side of this. So we're going to do it the same way, we just have our arrows going from right to left. So our 5 times negative 6 is negative 30, and then the 5 times 3m is 15m. Alright, notice I keep my m's over here, and I keep my constants over here. In math, it'll help you greatly if you keep everything lined up in the future. Right now, I won't take off if your negative 30 plus 15m is over here. That's fine with me right now, but get in the habit of keeping them in line, and it'll make your life a lot easier. Alright, now I'm going to show you one as to, like, bigger scope, like zoom out a little bit. We'll have one of these inside an algebraic expression that you're used to combining like terms. So this one, we have a negative n minus 5 times the quantity negative 6 minus 7n. Alright, so this looks really complicated. It's really not. If you cover up this is a problem that looks just like one of these up here. It's negative 5 times the quantity negative 6 minus 7n. And then we're just going to have to deal with this later. We'll get to that. Alright, so I'll start with negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30. And negative 5 times negative 7n is positive 35n. Alright, so now this is where we bring this guy down. He wasn't part of the distributive property, but he is part of the problem, so we can't forget about him. Move him down here. So now we have negative 1n, and this family is the n family, just like with this guy. So we have 35n minus n is 34n, and then we bring down the 30, and that's your answer.